This was the Flash legacy before, and this is the Flash legacy now. So all this is quite unfortunate, but this downfall was not abrupt at all. At some point, someone returning set this downfall in motion. So today, I'm on the lookout for a decision that will save the Flash legacy. But first, I need to go back in time and find the point where this legacy started its downfall. When was it ruined? Follow me and speed through the history of the Flash, starting with Jay Garrick. Jay Garrick, he debuted in 1940, January of that year, and he was written by Gardner Fox, art by Harry Lampert, and he is just awesome. He's the golden age Flash. Fast forward to 1956, October that year, and we got the debut of the Silver Age Flash, Barry Allen. And Barry Allen, he first debuted in Showcase number 4, and he would not take over the main Flash Comics title until March 1959, 3 years later. So Jay Garrick, he held up that title for like 19 years. Like, put some respect on the OG's name. But then we got Barry, he takes it over, and the same year of 1959, we're introduced to the nephew of Iris West. Now, Iris West is the love interest of Barry Allen, but her nephew is Wally West. And Wally West would become Kid Flash, the sidekick to Barry Allen. We go way into the future, flash forward about 26 years, and we make it to 1985. Crisis on Infinite Earths, Barry Allen, the Flash, the Silver Age Flash, disappears. He vanishes. And left in the shadow of Barry Allen is Wally West. Wally West would go on to star in Mark Waid's Flash run, which would run from the end of 1980s, 1987, all the way into the 2000s, and it's really regarded as one of, if not the best Flash run of all time. My personal favorite. From there, we had so many good stories like Terminal Velocity, one of the best Flash stories of all time, where Wally, man, he went Super Saiyan against the Cobra Cults. We also had Dead Heats with Savitar, and yeah, we were introduced to Wally's kids. We had Jai and Irie West. Yeah, Wally had kids with Linda Park, his wife, and throughout this entire run, we had characters such as the OG Flash, Jay Garrick. He would show up once in a while. We had another OG, Max Mercury, and we had the legacy of the Flash continue in the future with Bart Allen, aka Impulse. So everything was looking up for the Flash comics and just the Flash character in general, and we had many callbacks to Barry Allen, really paying tribute to him, but it was Wally that was looking into the future. And then everything ended. Wally's big run, the run written by Mark Waid and known for its great stories, was gone. Wally West was finished in the comics by 2008. Something happened 2 years before that, though, that really changed the dynamic of the Flash legacy. But before we move on and really figure out what happened in the comics and what really set things in motion, starting out in the 90s on the television side, we had the Flash TV show with John Wesley Shipp, not as Wally West, as Barry Allen. Yeah, you're like, wait, Wally West is the main Flash in the comics, but they got Barry in the TV shows? Yeah, they just decided to do that. But Wally would make his big debut in the animated form in 1997 on Superman the Animated Series in the episode Speed Demons. Now, is this Wally West? A lot of people believe it to be Wally West, and oh, that's how he gets into Justice League Unlimited. This is his debut in the DCAU. But this Flash looks a lot different in terms of costume to Wally West the Flash on Justice League the Animated Series and Justice League Unlimited. And to make matters even more interesting, the Flash on Superman the Animated Series is voiced by Charlie Slatter, and Charlie Slatter would go on to voice Barry Allen the Flash on the Batman 2004 Animated Series and Batman Unlimited. So Charlie Slatter is known for voicing in animated form Barry Allen the Flash, not Wally West. So, is that Barry Allen in Superman the Animated Series, or are we still sticking with it being Wally? You guys tell me down below in the comment section. But we would have Michael Rosenbaum voice Wally in 2001 in the first Justice League Animated Series. And Wally, he was a fan favorite. He was just like his comic form. He had jokes, he had charisma, And his dynamic with Jon Stewart the Green Lantern was awesome. His dynamic with Batman, Wonder Woman, everybody on the Justice League just loved him. You could say he was the heart of the Justice League. And this statement was backed up even more when we got to Justice League Unlimited in 2004, especially in the Cadmus arc, the big finale in season 2. So Wally was really riding the lightning of all the popularity he gained from the DCAU and Mark Waid's Flash run. He was the Flash. But then, in 2008, his final days were here. Issue number 247, the end of the big run. And the final page in the comic shows Wally running with Linda, and it shows Jai and Irie behind them, and Wally says, "If I've learned anything, it's that life is damn delicate, and you have to enjoy the good times when they come. As long as I have my loved ones around me, nothing much else matters. Honest, if I lost my powers tomorrow and they never came back, at least I could say, I had a great run." And man, those are some great words to end on, but Wally would go through hell in the coming years. Yeah, like he said, all he needs is his loved ones. Well, he would be pulled away from all his loved ones and he would vanish. He would not be in the New 52 and he would return in DC Rebirth. Because in 2014, we had Grant Gustin star as Barry Allen the Flash in the highly anticipated Flash TV show. A part of the Arrowverse, Arrow in 2012 kicked it off, and then Flash, well, Barry Allen, he rode the lightning into popularity. And Wally would not reunite with Barry until 2016, and very heartfelt moments, and he was still not in the center stage. Like Wally would be in a Titans comic, but he was slowly trying to get his memories back, but he was not back with his family. Like he was stripped away from Linda, Jai, and Irie. We did get a great few years with Barry Allen in the center stage. Like the Flash TV show had 3 seasons of quality, and then season 4 you could argue was pretty good as well, but then that show just went downhill for years. But then we also had an amazing 105 issue run about Barry Allen the Flash, DC Rebirth, written by Joshua Williamson. Now as for Wally West, his legacy was slowly being destroyed. Yeah, he returned, but he was stripped away from his family, you know, the loved ones that he wanted to stay around, and then he became a murderer because he murdered so many heroes in the big event, the controversial one, Heroes in Crisis. He even murdered himself. It was super complicated, but then he made a big return to glory at the end of Death Metal. Dark Knight's Death Metal, he reunited with the entire Flash family, and they rode the lightnings together. It was epic. Barry Allen, Wally West, Jay Garrick, Max Mercury. It was so cool. And from there, it really seemed like Wally was returning to the glory he once had. Because Barry, he had an awesome run, 105 issues of that, and then he took a step back into the multiverse, and Wally, he had his own title again. He took over the main Flash title, and we had an amazing run by Jeremy Adams. A run that went from issue number 767 to issue number 800. I highly recommend it. But for Jay Garrick, he went through the ringer for a decade because Jay Garrick, along with Wally West, he vanished as well. But Jay Garrick is officially back. Jay Garrick actually has his own comic right now with his daughter. So Jay Garrick is doing a little better. But yeah, Wally, he went through the ringer. Jay Garrick, he went through the ringer. And Barry Allen, though he had so many years of greatness, he even went through the ringer in the movies. You had Ezra Miller, who was Barry Allen, and Ezra Miller, man, he was in jail. Like, he had so much controversy, and the Flash movie that happened this past year, man, it had so many mixed results. Many people didn't like it, some people did. It didn't do that good at the box office, and yeah, for a Flash movie, the first time on the Cinemax screens in the movie theaters, it was kinda disappointing. And for the Flash TV show, it ended on a terrible note. Yeah, it had 2 good episodes in its final season, but the final season overall was not that good, and the final episode kinda was just all the bad things that took over the show in the final, well, the second half of the show, honestly. Like, the first half of the show's good, second half, a totally different show, honestly. It really isn't the Flash show anymore. It's basically just Team Flash. So there's so many negative things happening to Barry Allen's character in the movies and TV shows, so many negative things happening to Wally's character in the comics, and negative things happening to Jay Garrick's character. So the Flash legacy was ruined. It was not in a good place. And we have to look back to 2008 when Wally's run ended. Was that a good decision? Yeah, it was fine. It was fine to end that run and start something new. But what was not good was how Barry Allen returned in Flash Rebirth. That story is great, but the timing and how everything unfolded just caused the Flash legacy to have a downhill spiral for many years, because by bringing back Barry Allen and reestablishing the Silver Age, that was cool. But so many executives at DC and so many heads decided that, nah, we can't have Barry Allen and Wally in the center stage at the same time. We got to basically ruin one of the characters and just push the other character to the limelight. So with all this I just said, the history of the Flash, we know that Barry Allen's return ruined the legacy, and DC kind of fixed it over the years, but there's still problems with it. The fact that a Flash movie didn't do that good is not good, and the TV show is now gone, so all that popularity has vanished, and the comics are kinda in a weird state because we have a Flash comic right now by Simon Spurrier that has Wally West in the forefront, which is pretty good, but now Barry Allen is kinda lost, so DC is always struggling to give the limelight to all the Flash characters. It's either, oh, Wally's in the forefront and Barry's just gone, or Barry's in the forefront and Wally's gone, or Jay Garrick is just somewhere, and they're just all never in the limelight together. So how do you fix this? What is the decision that I came up with? So what I decided to focus on is the movies, alright? This is where I found my decision. Because we've already had the TV shows that were led by Barry Allen, and those were successful, but it didn't establish the Flash legacy in stone. And we had Wally, he really led the comics, but that didn't establish the Flash legacy. So what will establish the Flash legacy in stone? What medium will make sure that this character is in good hands? Well, the movies have still struggled for so long, so this is my idea for a Flash movie that James Gunn should greenlight to introduce all the Flashes in one movie and get the Flash legacy in his DC cinematic universe. So, the Flash movie, the idea I'm thinking of. I know a lot of people have thought of the idea of having Wally West be the lead, and he faces off against the Rogues because the Rogues have not been the main villain of anything in the TV shows or movies, but I think that's too simple. I think a better idea would to adapt the episode from Batman the Brave and the Bold. Batman the Brave and the Bold is my childhood Batman show, and it's really based in the Silver Age, but there's one episode that is the perfect script for a Flash movie. And it's an episode in Season 2, Episode 15, titled Requiem for the Scarlet Speedster. And in that episode, we see the Rogues. Batman faces off against the Rogues with Kid Flash, Wally West, and Jay Garrick, the OG, and the Rogues are missing Barry Allen. They're like, what happened to him? Barry Allen vanished. Now, Barry Allen did not vanish in a crisis. No, what actually happened in this story is you see Barry Allen, Jay Garrick, and Wally West. Yeah, you got Jay Garrick, the OG, you got Barry Allen, the main Flash at the time, and Wally West is Kid Flash. They team up against Reverse Flash, and Reverse Flash ends up running into oblivion. Barry Allen saves Kid Flash and Jay Garrick, and he runs into oblivion as well. But it turns out that he runs into the future, and he ends up being caught into this trap that Reverse Flash, Professor Zoom, has created. And we see Batman. You don't have to have Batman in the movie. It could just be Kid Flash and Jay Garrick teaming up to go to the future to save Barry Allen and take down the Reverse Flash, and the movie can really follow Wally West trying to fill the shadow that was left by Barry Allen. But after some time, he starts to see Barry Allen's ghost, just like in the episode. I really highly recommend you guys watch the episode. It's on Max. Check it out. It's such a good episode, a masterpiece. One of my favorite episodes of Batman the Brave and the Bold. Just the idea of Barry Allen vanishing and him actually being caught in a trap in the future, and him sending a ghost of himself back in time to get Wally West, Kid Flash, and Jay Garrick's attention. They go into the future, and all three Flashes, the OG, the Silver Age, and the Modern Age, team up to take down Reverse Flash. And the movie can end with Barry Allen passing the torch to Wally West. So all the characters are in the forefront, Jay Garrick, Barry Allen, and Wally West, but it has an interesting story that's centered on Wally, but also you see Barry fight his rival, Reverse Flash, and you also have the Rogues involved, so you have the best Flash villains, the Rogues and Reverse Flash, as the main antagonist of the movie. Just follow the script of that episode and you got a great Flash movie. And boom, the Flash family is established. You got Bart Allen, Impulse eventually show up, and yeah. What do you guys think about this movie idea? A Flash movie that has all three Flashes in it. A Flash movie that really pays tribute to the legacy of the Scarlet Speedster, and a really interesting story that we've never seen before in the movie theaters. But yeah guys, tell me down below, what would you do for a Flash movie? Are you having Barry Allen in the forefront, Jay Garrick in the forefront, Wally West, or all of them in one? Do you like my idea? And also guys, I came up with this video idea when I was watching Season 5, Episode 5 of the Batman 2004 animated series, the episode titled A Mirror Darkly, where we have Barry Allen the Flash show up, voiced by Charlie Slatter. The episode is awesome, and by the way, for some extra content guys, down below in the description, you can click on it, it'll take you to my website, dcenthusiast.com, where you can watch my reaction to episode 5 through 7 of the Batman Season 5. Yeah, we got a Flash episode, we got a Joker episode, and a Green Lantern Hal Jordan episode. But until next time guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope you have a great day, and peace out.